And it's a new week in crypto. We had a big pump towards the back end of last week into the weekend. Welcome back to Crypto Rosetta, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Joe. It's great to have you here for another show. Now, if you're brand new with us on the channel for the very first time, welcome. And then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you'll never miss a show. We'll also go back and check out our previous videos. We've got Savage on the channel, absolutely crushing the TA daily. Now, if you enjoyed this content or just this funky shirt, as ever, go ahead and smash that like. I really do appreciate it. Now, I'm just going to give you my opinions as ever. None of this is financial advice, but just kind of where I feel that the crypto market is currently. So, first of all, got to talk about that pump on Bitcoin and obviously the altcoins that came towards the back end of last week. As always, I always hold my hand up when can't get it right all the time. And, you know, I was in a few short positions there, not massive positions, but I was, short on Bitcoin. Did think that it was, potentially going to roll over from that 18k region. But as you know now, we've flown way through that, and we're, currently at time of recording, we're hovering around $21,000 on Bitcoin. Now, didn't take a loss on that trade, got the stop loss in the green, as I always try to promote good risk management. When you're in the green on your trades, folks, make sure first of all you take some profits off the table, which I did, but didn't take a huge amount. I'll admit I didn't take a huge amount on that trade, but it's okay, took some, and then got the stop loss in the green and kind of waiting for another position now. Now, what do I think's happened? Well, this is my personal opinion. First of all, I want to say that I do not believe retail has made, this market pump. This is not huge amounts of retail money coming back into the market. Secondly, I underestimated how many people were short and how much shorting was going on in this market. So I do believe that this is a massive liquidity grab that was there for the likes of Binance's, your BYBIT, your exchanges, whatever. They all work together, right, to go hunt this liquidity. These are the market makers. Myself and you watching, we're not going to move this market, folks. The market makers are in absolute full control of this market, and that's exactly what we've seen. We've seen over $1 billion of liquidation. So when that money's there to take, they are going to take it. So yeah, I'll say, clearly underestimated how much shorting was going on. Different to when I shorted in the summer when we hit that 25k region. I believe that drop was coming. A lot more people were bullish then, expecting the 30k, and I think that's why that short, instantly paid off. So really, in hindsight, analysing this, it was obviously a little bit surprising, but then once it happens and you have time to focus and think, right, okay, what's going on here, it's not hugely surprising. I do not believe that the bull run is, just restarting, back again. Now, that's not to mean that, it couldn't. Of course, anything's possible in crypto. That's what you've got to understand, folks. But what I'd be looking for is, more clear indications of that, and I'm not seeing any indications at the moment. I've previously talked about, the RSIs and, how overbought the current market is, and the RSIs are still in the sky, especially on the higher time frames on the daily, and even the weekly is now moving up into quite an interesting position rather. So that's something to be aware of. Watch out, if you're feeling the FOMO and you're wanting to dive into all these altcoins at the moment, just be fully aware of this. This is one clear indication that this market is currently overbought, and we are expecting a pullback on this channel. Now, from a technical standpoint, obviously I've mentioned Savage. Again, go watch Savage's videos on Bitcoin and all the altcoins. With the altcoins as well, if you can come into our Discord, links in the description below, you'll find out, ways to join the Discord, and you can fully request what kind of videos you want to see, folks. We need your feedback all the time. We're a young channel, we're a building channel, so thank you so much for all your support. You are making a difference. But yeah, let us know, even in the comments below this video, just let us know what kind of altcoins you want to see technical analysis on. So focus on that, but where do we think the price action's going? Well, I also kind of aligned with the TA that there could be a little bit more of a push up. That's kind of what I'm expecting. That's not to say that it couldn't just head down from here. So again, not financial advice, please use risk management, but if I was trading this currently, I still do believe that there's downside to come, and downside is likely. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin got back up to 22k from here. I think 22k is kind of an interesting area. 18k was resistance. and then it went through. I always kind of felt that would happen. Sort of that 19 to 20k is current grey zone. It's not a resistance zone, folks. You had to get through 18.5, and then it could blast up to that 21 to 22. If the market was to get above 23k, now that things would get really interesting. I'm not expecting that to happen, but again, wasn't expecting 21k to come in, and it did. So if 23k was to go, what you could potentially get a bit more sort of medium to short-term bullish. What maybe expect a pullback, and then could go and see those further resistance levels of a retest of the summer 25k region, and then maybe drop from there. You'll get a lot of moon boys telling you that we're going to be seeing 30k in March. What I'm going to say is, if you believe that, leave us a comment below. I'm not going to criticise anyone for believing that, but I just personally don't think it's going to happen. That would be, severely bullish, and then you'd maybe think if we hit 30k in March, potentially one or two scenarios, either the bottom's in, or that is going to be max pain if the bottom's not in that scenario. Let's be real, folks. That is going to be max pain. That's going to be a massive wave up to 30k, and then to go back down from there, that's going to break a few people's hearts. So let's hope that one doesn't happen. Not my primary expectation. Primary expectation now is to 21 to 22k, maybe 22.5. Kind of be this next major level of resistance, and then we'll see a pullback from there. What do I think the catalyst is going to be? It's a tough one. Obviously, we've still got the ongoing thing going on with Gemini and Genesis. Interesting. Stay focused on that. That is not going away. Also, FTX, folks, by the way, everyone's just forgetting about it. Everyone's talking, the FTX dump's been retraced. Yeah, but there's a $4.5 billion of assets there that are going to be sold at some stage. Don't know what date that's going to be. Could the catalyst be as soon as that starts getting sold and everyone forgot that was going to happen? Very possible. But I do believe there's going to be something to cause a sell-off. Also, stock market, equities market, closed today because of Martin Luther King Day, reopening tomorrow. However, the futures markets are open currently, and there's been a little bit of volatility actually today as we speak. They've been up down flicking between green and red, so watch out for that tonight. There's a big week in the equities market this week. We've got earnings for a lot of companies to come out. We've also got UK CPI. I expect UK CPI to be much higher still than it is in the States. I'm out here eating around London and I'm feeling it. So maybe a drop in UK CPI, but a little bit. I don't think it'll be as much of a drop in the US. Far East is also quite interesting in the minute. The Chinese problems still aren't going away. Following the Bank of Japan as well, some problems of inflation over there. So I still believe that we're in this global bear market. This is just my opinion, and I don't believe that this global bear market is over, turning into a global recession. Probably, I'm not going to say definitely. Always probably, anything can happen, of course, but it looks pretty probable to me, folks. Now, with the altcoins, are interesting. I think a lot of them, there's kind of more of a feeling that the bottom's in on some of these altcoins than potentially Bitcoin, and a lot of people are getting very excited. The likes of Solana. Now, when Solana got to $8-9, and I said, hey, it looks dead. That didn't mean I didn't think it was going to retrace to the upside, folks. It just meant that it looks really bad to me, and it still looks really bad, because unless the likes of, say, a Solana can start taking out $30-40 anytime soon, any reversal, and if that goes down lower with Bitcoin going lower, that's going to get really ugly below $8, folks. So just be careful out there. If you bought in $8-9-10, whatever, and you don't want to sell all your Solana, whatever, you got it cheap, and you're already 3x, great, folks, really, really good. But what I will say is have a manual stop loss in, be prepared to sell above what you bought it, potentially, even if it's just above, or why not take some profits off the table? Again, can't give you financial advice, but that's just, what I would do. Also, if, a lot of the likes of, a lot of these coins, a lot of these AI coins have, absolutely flown up recently. Some of the gaming tokens are moving again, Mana, Sand, have had a good, pump back up. But what I will say is that, this is how sentiment can be spun, and we're seeing it with the AI, we're seeing it, all the metaverse is back all of a sudden, and then next month it's gone again, do you know what I mean? So just be careful. What I will say is with that, again, think about taking some profits, and if you think that these green candles are absolutely massive, as we always say, zoom out onto the weekly, onto the monthly, folks, and you'll see it's little tiny green thing here, and there's this huge red from where you've got to come from. Many of these coins, have still got to do 40, 50, whatever X, to get anywhere near back, potentially where they came from at all-time highs. So always be aware of that. Now, one thing that I think is interesting I want to talk about as well is the DXY, because the DXY is kind of in a pretty critical area at the minute, but it's been doing some funny things from a technical perspective. I've also been listening to other people in the space, other channels. A lot of people are talking about the DXY at the minute, and I don't think anyone really got this one right, to the T. Where it's gone to now, I've talked about the 103 being a key level. We lost it. We have dipped just under 102 and had a little bit of a recovery today. So this week's going to be interesting to see if we lose 102 again. And then 101 is another key level for me. I did think, it would be pretty bullish if 101 is lost. And do I think it'll be permanently bullish? Look, of course, there's a chance. But it doesn't mean it's game over for the DXY. Potentially, this is one of those scenarios where we often talk about it from an Elliott wave perspective, or just a general retracement perspective. More it retraces down, for it to stay bullish, it could go much higher. Obviously, it's the opposite. If the higher something goes, the more it falls, and that that's potentially a situation that we're looking at Bitcoin here. I still do believe, folks, there is a decent chance of sub 10k Bitcoin. A lot of people again are saying, it's absolutely impossible. Just be aware that anything's possible in this market. One thing I always say is, when we get to March, okay, it'll only be 3 years ago that Bitcoin was down in that 3 to 4k range. Only 3 years ago, folks. Now, yeah, Black Swan, COVID, whatever. But the point I'm making is, forget COVID and forget whatever the crash is or whatever. The point I'm making is it's only 3 years, folks, and 3 years is not a long time in markets. And this market is, still maturing as well. So, expect, still plenty of volatility. I think volatility is going to be in crypto for, quite a few years. I think, could take, well over, another decade or so potentially to become a mature market, in my opinion. And that's just solely based on, analysing the history of the stock market, etc., and other commodities markets, if you want to look at Bitcoin as a commodity, potentially. Speaking of commodities, I think, some things are in really interesting places. We've got the likes of gold, has just been on this absolute rip, above $1,900, but I am expecting a pullback there. That's also something that I do think that has affected the DXY a bit more. It's not that solely loads of money is going into crypto all of a sudden from retail, and the DXY is tanking and we're back on full on risk on mode. No, it's absolutely not the case here, folks. We are still in a risk off climate. It's just that clearly some money's gone out of US dollars and gone into the likes of gold, for instance. That's just one very clear and obvious example. So be aware of that. Point I'm making is don't think a ton of money is coming back into crypto yet. But if you're out there and you're absolutely DCAing in loads now, you're throwing a load of money into crypto, love to hear about it. Let us know in the comments below, because I'd be really interested to maybe I'm gauging the sentiment wrong here. Maybe I'm gauging, because I don't know a ton of people putting money into crypto right now, who are in that who I'd class as retail. But let me know if you're retail and you're throwing your money in, and also let us know what you're putting in. Are you mixed it into altcoins? Are you going into Bitcoin first, etc.? Love to know. I'm going to leave this one with you there, folks. Thanks so much for watching. I think, tomorrow will be an interesting day. And yeah, when we get these markets back open tomorrow, I think we're going to get more of a clear indication of if, we get Bitcoin back up to 22k. Can we get that last little push? Can the Dow Jones go into that, heavy resistance back towards that 35k range? I am still short on the Dow Jones, so we're going to have to see also how that one plays out. Thanks for watching. As ever, if you enjoy the content, smash the like, and I'll catch you in the next one.